Hey, first graders, Miss Thomas here. We have a new essential question for the week. And our essential question is this: what can you see in the sky? Take just a minute and I want you to think of what you can see in the sky. If you look out one of your windows right now, what can you see up in that sky? So, are there clouds in the sky? Can you see the sunshine or is it hiding from us behind a cloud right now? What else can you see in the sky? Are there maybe birds flying through? What about if it's nighttime? So imagine the sunset and it is dark outside. What can you see up in the sky? That is our essential question. So, as we read stories this week, we're going to put that question up in our brain and see if we can find different answers to that question. So, to do that today, we're going to read a story about something that you can find and see up in the sky. And we are going to read a story about it and see if we can learn more about that thing. Okay, so one way that authors tell more is by adding detail. If I was to say, how do authors tell us more? You would answer, they give us details. So they don't just tell you one thing about a topic, they tell you lots and more and give you good details so you can put all of that good stuff up in your brain and then you know more about it. So today we are going to read a story and it's called The Moon. So our skill for the week is we are going to practice finding the main topic. So behind me here, you're going to see a tree map. So I know that you have practiced tree maps in the past, and we're going to start one together today as we read, okay? And then you'll finish it on your own. So we're going to practice the skill of finding the main topic of this story that we're reading, and we're going to pick out some key details, some of those things in the story that the author puts in there that explains and tells about the main topic. So, first thing, we got to figure out what the main topic is as we go. All right, so I want you to think real quick. One of the clues to help you find the main topic is the title of the story. So, I'm going to hold this up. The Moon. The title of the story is The Moon. Make a guess, make a prediction what you think this story is going to be about. What did you guess? The moon. Another clue that always tends to help us find the main topic is illustrations. Did you see the picture? Did you see the picture? So not only is the title The Moon, what is this a picture of right here in the sky? The moon. And is that our essential anything here in our essential question? What can we see in the sky? Can you see a moon in the sky? Yes, you can. So let's go ahead and write this on our tree map. If you need to pause, go ahead and pause the video right now while you get your piece of paper and your pencil ready, and you're going to write what you see behind me. We'll start it and I'll add to it, and you can pause at any time. You can pause now if you need. Write a tree map, and then we'll get started and fill it in together. Alrighty, so I am gonna write the moon as the main topic, and then we'll find some key details in the story as we read it that support and talk all about the moon. Write the moon as the main topic on your tree map. Now you listen as I read, and as you think of things, add them up to our tree map. And I'll do some too as we go along, okay? I'll show you how I like to find those key details and I'll add them along. So again, the title is called The Moon. Listen aloud. Listen as I read aloud to you. Think of what you see in the night sky. You see stars and you see the moon. The moon is the neighbor closest to Earth in space, but it is very far away. The moon is about 250,000 miles from Earth. Oh my goodness, that's a really big number. On some nights, the moon looks bright and round. Have you ever looked up and seen a full moon in the sky? And it almost seems like it lights up our yard or our driveway around us. It's almost like a light up there. But it does not make its own light. Did you know that? That is a really good detail about the moon that maybe people don't know. Let's add that as our key detail number 1. So I'm going to write the moon does not make light. All right, and so you're going to see as I write that in, I like to write complete sentences on my tree map. That is great practice for our writing, and it gives us time to practice capital letters at the beginning and periods at the end. You're also going to see that I like to write my words first, and then I'll make the square around it. That way we keep everything nice and neat and tidy in our thinking maps. So I wrote for key detail number 1, the moon does not make light. Did you know that? Some of us might have already known that, but if not, that is a really good detail that we can now put up in our brain and remember. So then I just make that square around my words, and it makes it look nice and neat and tidy. And we know key detail right there. So I'm going to keep reading to you, okay? You can pause if you need to and write that in, or you can write something a little different with a little bit different words if you choose. But I'm going to keep reading to you. Okay, so it says the light from the sun is what shines on the moon. The light bounces back, almost like a reflection, and bounces back to Earth. So we only see the lighted part of the moon that faces the Earth. So, what is the light that shines on the moon? It's the sun. The sun's light shines upon the moon. There's this caption up here by the picture, too, that I wanted to show to you. What does that caption say? Can you read that? Can you read that caption? It says the moon looks much smaller than it really is because it's so far away. If you'd like, you may write that as a key detail on your tree map as well if you'd like. That is pretty good to know. It does look kind of small in the sky. So let's add that. That's a good one to add. The moon looks small because it's far away. The moon looks small because it's far away. So same thing. I do a capital letter at the beginning of my sentence and a period at the end, and I write those words first, then I'll square it up after that. Remember to always pause the video if you need to, so you have time to write in those words. Miss Thomas has had lots of practice, so I go a little bit quicker. So please pause. You can press play when you're ready to keep reading, okay? Alrighty, so I'm going to turn the page. The moon looks different at every day during the month. You see the cycles of the moon there? Starts one way, gets a little bigger and a little bigger until it's hard to see. It's right in the crack of the book. But then that's the full moon when it's the highest in the sky, the brightest moon. Let's read about that, see if we learn a little bit more. So the moon looks different every day during the month. Why does the moon look round every night? The moon moves in a circle around the earth. As it circles, part of the moon faces the sun up in the sky. And we see the part of the moon that is lighted by the sun. And that moon seems like it changes its shape. Does it really actually change its shape? No, it's just showing us here on Earth the reflection from the sun. So it's not really changing its shape. We're just seeing different angles of light from the sun. Isn't that amazing? So let's see what we can write. Let's start with that first caption where it says the moon looks different every month. The moon looks different every day of the month. Don't forget that period at the end. And then I'll go back and make my square. All right, I'll scooch this a little closer so you can see. There you go. And if you scroll down to in the lesson, you'll see a picture of this tree map so you can see it a little bit clearer. So if you need to have some time to write in those key details, you can look at it, okay? All right, let me keep reading to you. So again, that moon doesn't change shape. If there's anything on that page more that you want to add to it, maybe about the reflections of the sun, add those key details. I'm going to leave these two blank for you to fill in on your own. Okay, so scroll down and look for the picture of the words, and you're going to pick two more details to fill in to our tree map. All righty, so I'm going to keep reading to you though. Okay, listen up. We can see the moon better if we use a telescope. Have you ever seen a telescope? It looks kind of like this. We're out there looking up through this telescope up at the moon. So that just makes things that are really far away look closer up. Even have you used binoculars before? Are there still binoculars out and around? I don't know. But if you've ever used binoculars, they also help. Those are two. So you put them up to your eyes like this, and you can see far away. All right, so once thought that the moon was made of cheese. Isn't that funny? That's kind of a fun detail you could add that they thought maybe it was cheese up there in the sky. That's funny. Then telescopes helped us see the moon better. The telescopes showed hills and flat places, and they showed craters and big holes too. Then in 1961, astronauts went to the moon. In 1969, other astronauts walked on it too. They got a real close up look. Nothing grows on the moon. It's very rocky. Very rocky. Astronauts brought back moon rocks for us to be able to see. Maybe one day you will go to the moon. We were just talking together on one of our live meetings earlier in the week, and we were talking about space, and we were talking about all the cool stuff up in the sky. So this is perfect for us this week because we were already so interested in it. So as you fill in your two key details, you can think of these things. So maybe something about the telescope. What does it do? Why is it important? And maybe something about astronauts. Here's the astronauts. Show you a picture there. Walking up on the moon. What did they put on the moon there? What is that? American flag. Alrighty, my friends. So go ahead and scroll down in this lesson and you'll see pictures of those pages. You can look for more details. How many details do we need to add to our tree map? 2. You got to add 2 key details. And then will you send me a picture of this in Dojo? That way I can see that we understand our essential question. What can we see in the sky today? Well, we're talking about the moon. We can see that up in the sky. And then send me your tree map and how hard you work to find those key details, which is a great, great skill to always learn more. Alrighty, send me those pictures. I look forward to seeing them. Will you let me know if you have any questions? Write in Dojo, send me a message, and I'll answer you right away. Alrighty, talk to you later. Bye.